Here we go.
Gunners or no gunners?
Oh, I think you're sexy. I should be wearing those gunners, mister. Hey, everybody. Jayz2Cents here, bringing you Tech Talk number 41 with my good pal, Mr. Barnacles. You look sexy. Barnacles, right?
Barn Hercules.
Barn Hercules, that's it. You look sexy with those gunners. All right, let's go ahead and roll that intro. Well, here we are once again live. Damn, has it already been a week since you did the live stream?
Yes, it has, sir.
So, how'd you like that last week?
I actually liked it. It was a lot of pressure. I'm not gonna lie. When I'm on your show and you have to do all the technical stuff, I actually am like pretty relaxed and laid back. When the pressure's on me, I'm like, oh my god. I don't like it.
Why do you feel more pressure though? I mean, is it?
I don't know what it is. It's just like I can't even describe it. It's almost like it's just this like illusionary feeling of holy shit, my internet connection and my computer is responsible for keeping this thing rolling.
I think the only pressure you were feeling was your net connection. I don't think you had any pressure with the subscriber count or the live viewers. I think you honestly were just concerned about that net.
Maybe just a little.
Yeah. Well, guys, here we are back on my channel. We are going to be alternating back and forth every now and then. I don't know how often, we'll see. I think Jerry liked it. He got definitely a taste of what it's like to try and do this accurately every week. And hey, we started only 10 seconds late today. I think that's actually like a record.
That's like a mega record, dude. And plus, my internet connection held out on the last stream too, which is like amazing. I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah, you know, and that's because I think YouTube, I think they're a bit conservative in their net requirement. I mean, wasn't it saying that you should have a 5 megabit up to stream in 720, but you're on a meg and a half?
Yeah, that was like the minimum, and I don't think I ever broke like 1200 kbps. So I was like,
yeah.
I think we're just being safe and cautious.
Yeah, which a lot of people are. You know, like most companies are safe and cautious with their power ratings or their net ratings. But we're going to be talking about YouTube live streaming a little bit later in the show. Because, guys, you know, we got some topics today. We're going to have some our usual random interjective necessity. And I'm not good with words, if you haven't noticed by now. But, you know, we're going to keep it fun. We do have some topics going today. I picked a few. Jerry picked a few. And then today, if you guys are watching this on the replay and you guys want to know what the tech segment's going to be, just kind of give you a little sneak peek. We are going to be taking my spare 780. I feel like such a snob saying that. My spare 780.
Can I have it, Jay?
Yeah, sure. I have your address.
Thank you.
And then we are going to be swapping it over to the ACX cooler, which came off one of the 780s that are inside my main rig. So that's going to be
Can I have that too, Jay?
Sure. Anything else in here you'd like?
Yeah. Can you just move the camera around and I'll just point.
I'll send you all the AMD stuff.
Oh. That's worse than nothing.
I loved. Oh man, there come the dislikes.
Oh no, dude. Oh no. Here you go.
And
here comes the memes.
My subscriber count is now. Oh, I see you've modified the document. Let's see. Co-host Barnacles. He's better than Jay in every way possible.
Did you see what I put for you?
Host Jason smells. I do actually. I think most of us do. You kind of.
You're lying to yourself if you don't smell your own farts. I'm serious. Like you got to know what's coming out of there.
I mean, I'm not gonna like bend down to nose level, but if it works its way up, I might be like, I don't remember eating that.
Jay, let's not lie. There's no bending down for us to nose level. They're just.
Look, I squat every time I get on the toilet.
I'll tell you what. If you try to bend down to nose level, you're probably gonna produce a fart like pretty regularly. I'm just gonna say.
You know, I go to the gym pretty regularly. Are they saying that I'm...
Nobody's gonna believe that, dude. Just stop right there. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
I know he goes to the gym.
You know what I don't get is it says that my camera is jittering around. Now I know it's not specific now to the Logitech camera because I'm on the other camera today to try and
What's
fight
the
that
other
issue.
Camera? Say the name, Jay. Say it.
The Microsoft Live Cam.
Thank you. Thank you. Stop being so embarrassed. Jesus.
I really wish I knew why it was doing that. I don't get it.
I don't know why either. It didn't do it when I hosted, and I used XSplit, and so I don't know. There's something going on with your computer. You probably have, I don't know. Your computer might have AIDS, Jay.
It might.
It might
you know,
actually have
I'll be honest. I noticed it started when I moved over to the 3 screens. I don't know how that would matter or make a difference.
Well, SLI is a strange mistress.
Okay. Well, let's do this then. I want to do this. Let's go ahead and move on to one of your topics rather than starting on one of mine so I can swap the camera real quick live and we can see if the stuttering goes away.
But Jay, I'm nervous. We can't just change like this, can we?
Well, let's go ahead. Since we talked about Microsoft and you're all excited because I had to say the name Microsoft, let's go ahead and talk about that Surface Pro 3. Because
All
that
right.
seems to be the buzz, and it's a buzz that's not
It
Apple
is.
related.
It is. I know that's a miracle.
And
right?
while you're doing that, I'm going to switch the cam. So it's going to flicker
right.
around, guys.
You switch your cameras and I will talk to our peoples about it. All right.
do
So you
it.
guys have been ribbing me on Twitter about when I'm going to get a Surface 3 because it just dropped. And a couple of you were like, oh my God, you told me to buy a Surface 2 and the Surface 3 just came out. I'm sorry. The truth is, Microsoft kept a hell of a secret. I've been an employee there for 15 years and I had no idea that the Surface 3 was even in development. I mean, they kept us in the dark pretty good on that one. And you have to. That's the thing is, when you're coming to market with stuff like that, you have to. But you have to admit the specs on it are freaking phenomenal.
Oops.
At the high end.
I
What?
just removed the wrong file from this. Okay, just keep going.
What are you doing, Jay?
Just keep
right.
going.
All right. Okay.
Amateur hour.
Anyways, the specs are awesome. It's super thin. It has longer battery life. It has they crammed an i7 in that thing. I know you can get it with different types, but the i7 being the top tier. I mean, it's a monster. And apparently I haven't used one yet. I haven't even got a chance to, but apparently they've fixed the lag on the drawing, the Wacom cursor or whatever, so you can actually use it for drawing a lot easier without having any kind of lag, which there is a little bit of perceivable lag on it right now. So I'm dying to try one. The answer is I'm probably going to get one, but I'm going to wait a couple of months because I'm hoping for an employee discount. I'm hoping. But you never get an employee discount on day one. So
Is it
it'll probably be
gonna
a couple of months.
Is it going to really be like? Are people going to really be that excited about it?
Yes.
Really? I don't know.
Have you seen how thin and how lightweight it is for its specs?
God, that's starting to sound very Apple-ish, though.
Well, Apple's doing all right. So I guess, dude, what are you doing over here?
Just go with it. Just go with it.
Well, at least it didn't put porn in the background, so I guess we're okay with that.
So far.
But anyways, no, Jay, if you look at the specs on the new Surface, I mean, it's a broader range of specs, a broader price range. Now, the top tier is up there near like $2,000 when I look. So, I mean, you're definitely paying for it. But performance, screen with the pen gesture stuff being lag free, the screen on it's supposed to be phenomenal with the color and everything. I can't wait to actually go try one. And the best part is the little kickstand on the back, and I laugh about this a little bit because like the first one that came out, the kickstand had one like adjustment. The second one came out and it had two adjustments, and I was like, yes, finally an adjustment where you can actually sit comfortably with it sitting at lap level. And now the new one comes out and it's got like a million different adjustments. You can literally click the thing at just about any angle to position it. So it's like it took 3 generations to get the kickstand to basically be analog. I mean, but it's something that is important. Like if you haven't used a Surface, you might laugh at it, but that kickstand is pretty damn important.
You know what's funny is everyone made fun of the kickstand on the HTC though when it first came out. But now it's like, oh, we hate kickstands, they're stupid. Now you put kickstand on something like that, and everyone's like, yay, this is awesome.
You need the kickstand. You absolutely need the kickstand.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
What I love about the fact that even Microsoft employees were caught off guard by this is the fact that we live in like the age of leaks, like live leaks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, and Apple can't keep anything under wraps anymore because their third-party manufacturers are the ones leaking them. I mean, heck, even the Z97 launch was like a disaster. I mean,
they kept it in Microsoft especially. We're not really good at keeping secrets because we have over I think over 100,000 employees worldwide, and over 50,000 of those are just on the Redmond campus where I work. And it's you can't keep a secret. You can't. Information just travels. So that kudos to them for keeping this thing so heavily under wraps.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that they haven't kept secrets before, but for something this big, for like an anticipated release like this, I thought that was and it was funny too, because the day that it came out, I basically learned about it on Twitter, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, Surface 3! Did you see this?" And they started posting links, and I'm like, "Are you joking me? I thought for sure that we weren't working on another Surface. I honestly, that was my personal opinion. I thought we were done."
Yeah.
And this thing comes out, I look at the specs, and I'm like, holy crap, how did you guys hide this? And somebody came in my office, and they're like, haha, you didn't know, and I didn't tell you. And I was like, you ass. But no, they did a good job keeping that secret. And I will get one, guys. I promise I will get one at some point, but I'm going to wait and see if I can get an employee discount, because I don't want to just drop $2,000, because that would be like 2 days of YouTube money, and I'm not willing to take 2 days of YouTube money and go buy a Surface.
I don't know anything about it, I'll be honest. I mean, I heard the rumors. In fact, I didn't even know that the Surface had launched until Linus had put out that tweet saying, hey, if you guys know anyone in Microsoft, marketing, tell them I exist. And I was like, really, Surface 3? I didn't even know there was a 2, let alone a 3. I'm going to be honest with you. But that's because I'm not into like the mobile form factor. That's just me, though.
Well, it looks like I don't think they released an RT SKU, which is like the lower powered ARM version. I don't think there's a Surface 3 RT. I still have to go look. I don't think there is. I haven't gotten any kind of information leading to there being one. And that in a way kind of makes me happy because I like the Pro SKU. I found it very, very confusing that there was 2 different versions of the product, and one of them only ran modern apps, and the other one ran everything a desktop computer would. It was just too confusing to people.
I'm checking for lag in a minute. So.
Oh, is that your leg check? I also thought it was funny that you missed my joke earlier where I'm like, I can't afford to drop $2,000 because that's like 2 days of YouTube money.
I was going to say something, but, you know.
You realize by not saying something, Jay, you left me completely hanging out. Everybody's going to think we make like $2,000 or like $1,000 a day on YouTube.
No, just you, because remember, you're the one over 100K.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
No, I mean... Someone in the comments, let's see, King Ryan says, live leaks are not always a positive thing, though. He says, we live in an age of no privacy, and the fact that Microsoft and even the government's info can be leaked is scary. Okay, and we're not going the government route. I mean, we're just talking about, like, the product leak route. That just seems to kind of be the norm. But the downside to that, and it looks like I'm not jittering anymore. I changed it to an optimized interlace. Maybe that's the thing I needed.
Oh,
hey, look, it's not...
better.
Woohoo! I fixed it. It's an interlace problem, guys. Okay. Anyway, all I had to do was wave around like an idiot. You know, I think the negative thing about leaks, though, could be if leaks come out too soon and something isn't optimized. I mean, let's face it. It's a leak because it's not ready for the public's viewing, and it has problems, which we all know prototypes and betas do. Then it could negatively hurt a product. So it seems like Microsoft really put this under wraps because, let's face it, Microsoft has not really been in the limelight as much as they would have hoped over, say, the last 5 years when it comes to, you know, remember the touchscreen tablets we have like 25 of them sitting in a drawer at work collecting dust. Nobody liked them. But it seems like they did a really good job. And I'm wondering who they threatened to kill if they leaked this, because usually it's rare that on a scale like this, that in a company that size, nobody leaked anything whatsoever.
Well, and the interesting thing is I work in a test division, so I actually test Windows. So you have to realize I've unknowingly tested Windows on this device without knowing it was this device. That's how good of a... I mean,
let's face it. How do people know about Apple leaks? Because the developers that get the development access, like at Worldwide Developer Conference coming up, you know, the developers who are going to get access to iOS 8 Developer Kit are going to be able to see functionality in there by reverse engineering the code to see kind of what the new features of the iPhone 6 are going to be.
Yep, and they've done it. They've absolutely done it that way.
Every single year, that's how they seem to know what's coming. And that's how they keep looking for NFC. That's the thing people like keep waiting for with Apple is NFC. But
well, another thing that you got to worry about too with leaks is, especially with a product like this, where every year potentially something new is coming out, and right around the corner, is you don't want to risk leaking information that your competitor can then look at and go, "Holy crap, we're actually behind the curve," and then they could give them enough time to actually retool and outspec you. And that's happened in the past. That's absolutely happened in the past where somebody has come out with a product and they're like, oh, yeah, the product's got this. It's this speed. It's this amount of memory. And then a leak occurs. And a year later, they're like, oh, now it's double the specs, double the memory. This is the same price. And it's because they feel, they need that competitive edge.
Sometimes so you don't even need a leak. Sometimes you just need to show the Xbox One before the PS4, and then you incite some competition. Or you release the Titan Z prior to the 295 X2, and you realize, you know what? Our behemoth is more or less not.
The tactics that are used by corporations are actually pretty... I mean, they're common, though. I mean, they're commonplace tactics. To one, hide secrets, and two, to release something and undercut it yourself and be like, yeah, it's only got this capabilities, and then later on through software, unlock more and more and more of it.
Right.
Optimize it.
I'm gonna brighten you up a little bit. Your camera's a little dark.
Oh, thank you. Please brighten me up a little bit.
I'm gonna brighten up your day. Actually, it's not even changing.
Can you make me look less like a ghost?
Yeah, I can just do this. There. Fixed.
What'd you do?
Yes, nothing.
Jay. Oh, I think I know what you did.
No, not. I didn't do that yet. In fact, that probably.
Okay, I was just checking.
Should I go there?
Yeah, do it.
All right, guys. We are trying to figure out a way to get more social media followers, because you know social media for us, for Jerry and I, is not like a narcissistic thing. It's not, yeah, we want you all to follow us. We like talking to you, and it's easier for us to do it on a platform outside of YouTube for many various reasons.
I am a little narcissistic though, just a little.
So we came up with this campaign. If you guys are willing to subscribe to us, Jerry will put his shirt back on. And yes, he did actually send me this picture on his cell phone. That came to my cell phone. I was at work. No, I'm serious. I was at work. The SMS came in. I opened it up, and from a distance, it looks like a dirty picture. And one of my coworkers was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, those are some sexy B cups." He's all, "I want to see." I swear to God, I opened it up and showed it to him. He's like, "Ugh, what is wrong with you?" Yeah. So I figured if we can grab a few new followers, I'll take that picture off the screen there.
And feel free to meme it up. But, you know, knock yourself out.
Unfortunately, I already memed it, but so they'd have to kind of find a way to cover up.
Oh, I haven't caught up with the stream yet, so
I'll
see it myself.
You'll see it. Don't worry.
But you know, the stuff that I. Oh my God, dude! Follow us on Twitter, and I'll put my shirt back on. Oh my God, Jay, that's so wrong. And you made it take up the whole screen. All right, well, let's watch the chat explode here. Oh my God.
I'm sure there's a few people that just lost their dinner.
So apparently we're now holding our audience hostage with my SMS. Jay, I sent you that message in confidence, Jay. That was that was for you.
Me and Chris.
Actually, what was the caption in the SMS message when I sent that to you? Do you remember?
I don't even remember. I think you just straight up ninja sent it to me without saying it.
I sent it to you, and then the caption that I put on the message that I put along with it was, I said, "This is for Jen."
Oh yeah, you're right. He said that he wanted me to give that to my wife.
Yeah, I was like, "Here's a picture for your wife, dude."
She walked in when I was memeing it. I called her. I was like, "Hey Jen, come here," and she was like, she walked around the corner. She's like, "Yeah, what do you?"
Oh, check out the chat. We got Will Miller saying, "I'm scared, Jerry. What have you done?" Rock Drills 89 said, "My mild erection has returned."
The areola is...
Follow. Just make it stop from the Mr. Fish and Nuts.
I see that.
All right. Clear up.
Okay, all right. It's gone. It's gone. All right.
Oh, and now my face is several shades of red, more red.
I love the look on your face is so serious.
I like this. I already followed you. Stop.
Well, unfollow and refollow, please.
Oh, this is hilarious. For the love of God, please take it down. Hey, you guys sure know how to make a guy feel sexy. I'll tell you that much. But seriously, have you ever seen a whiter guy? Like, I actually went out, I set up my chair. Yeah, it's true. But you're in California. You get a little bit of sun. I mean, I'm like ghost white. So I go out there and I rip off my shirt.
I'm wearing the redneck t-shirt.
Dude, look at that gun on you, dude.
Oh, I had to take that opportunity to be like, look.
Yeah, dude. Like, you look like you could bench press, I don't know, 2 boxes of Twinkies. It's epic.
Actually, I'm up to 3.
Whoa, dude.
Anyway.
Cut it out.
Okay, Dave Coulier. All right. Now, speaking of that picture and me invading your privacy by putting that out there, so Facebook announced that they're finally making default new profiles. By the way, they're not going to mess with your current privacy settings, and this goes along with what you said a couple weeks back. Of, hey, everybody, check your privacy settings. Facebook's at it again. They are now making all new signups automatically default to sharing as only shared with your friends. Now, let me ask you this. Why did it take like 8 years for that to be the norm?
The only way that they would have made this move, Jay, is if they had a significant downturn in people signing up and people closing their accounts because of this issue. That's the only thing that would prompt them to do something like this.
You know, yeah, I get that. But at the same time, I don't know if they could necessarily... I think they're more or less were monitoring the trending key phrases, because they're monitoring key phrases through algorithms and things, and as people make status updates.
Oh, they're like a mega billion-dollar corporation. They probably have an entire team of analytic specialists that just like trend out stuff and figure out like what's going on.
Yeah, I'm sure they're always constantly reading what the buzz is about privacy and things like that. Searching up keyword privacy, things like that. They're like
the CIA for private citizens.
But I cannot imagine on any conceivable scenario where I would want someone who's not a friend of mine on Facebook to know what I'm saying or doing. So I can't understand why that was...
What about like Instagram and stuff like that? I mean, you post a picture there and random people find it. I mean, you expect that. I think there is a place for it. I think there is a place for just wanting to show cool stuff to random people, to find like-minded people. But yeah, the most common scenario when you're sharing a picture is, it seems like you'd want to err on the side of safety and then have to actually click something to go the other direction, not just assume it's going to go to the whole world and you got to click 14 buttons to get it back to just your family.
I think part of it though is you kind of know what you're getting into. Like there's a lot of validity what you just said. I didn't look at it from that perspective, and you're right. You put something up on Instagram, that's just like boom, blasted to the internet for everyone to find. But I think Instagram is one of those social medias that's intended to share openly because it's more of like an artsy platform, right? You can take cool filters, put it on your picture. You kind of expect you want people to find that. But I think Facebook was one of those. They call it social media, but I think it's really more or less like personal media, really.
That's what they want to present it as. Yeah.
Right. So I just don't understand why it took them so long to do this. Now, like you said, I as you can see in the notes there, I had some ideas on why this might be. And like you said, maybe their signups were downtrending, but if you look at the hundreds of millions of signups that they have, statistically speaking in the world, that was going to happen no matter what anyway. Growth over time, that curve of growth over versus time to them had to slow down. It just couldn't keep going.
I think it was more than slowing down, though. And actually, King Ryan in chat made a really good point. He said it's a slowly dying media outlet, and that's why they're grasping to buy everything they can in an attempt to stay relevant.
They're turning into Facebook or to MySpace.
Yeah, no. And not only MySpace, I mean, like venturing out and buying things like the Oculus Rift and stuff like that. I mean, the whole point of diversifying across so many technologies, I think they're starting to realize that social media isn't necessarily coming to the end. But just like you said with MySpace, it's like they've gotten too greedy. They've gone to too much advertisement. They screwed with people's feeds. They're protecting what shows up on your friends' feeds and what doesn't show up on your friends' feeds. And people are starting to catch on to that. And the same thing happened to MySpace. I'm surprised that Zuckerberg didn't see it coming, because MySpace became this huge thing where you'd go to somebody's page and it was just, you had to just weed through advertisement after advertisement after advertisement. And as soon as Facebook came along, I was like, oh my God, there's no ads. Everything's clean. I see everything my friends are doing. And now you look at it today, and if you compare Facebook today to what MySpace was when it started doing the transition, I mean, they're the same damn thing now.
Yeah, and like I said in the notes there, I'm wondering what the next trend is going to be. Because statistically speaking, Facebook is, I mean, isn't it like 10 years old? Isn't it coming up to 10 years old?
It's pretty damn old. I would say, yeah. It's up there.
And in terms of, web page years, unless you're some major outlet, granted, Facebook is, I think it's coming to the end of its life cycle. And like you said, all these companies are now just like Apple. Apple's no longer creative. They just, we like that. Yeah, we'll buy it. Like Beats Audio. Apple didn't have to come up with a headset. They just bought it. There's no creativity there. Facebook, I think, is coming to that path too. But let's face it, there really is currently still no competition for Facebook. I mean, LinkedIn, that's a business Facebook, right? There's no real competition out there yet.
I can kind of argue. I mean, you're right. As far as mass size versus size, there isn't. But Twitter definitely is gaining share. Twitter has definitely been gaining on Facebook. They're not even in the same realm yet, but I would say that they are the closest second.
You know what I love about Twitter though?
What's that?
The 140 character count. I don't have to read an entire book of someone's "fuck my life" post. I'm
true.
sorry. One of the reasons why I never really even read my personal Facebook anymore, and the only reason I even have one, is because it's required to have a fan page. You have to link it to a real account. Yeah. Is I got sick and tired of reading about however much everyone's life sucks, and it's like, you know what? If you step out of your box and look at other people, your life doesn't suck. No matter how bad you have it, someone has it worse, and that's the way I live. I don't sit here and go boohoo, poor me. I think you guys would agree. You never see a poor me post really, and that's because I've got it great compared to the majority of the world. And so the last thing I want to do is go up there and just read, poor me after poor me after poor me. So I started blocking, not like blocking the people, but hiding posts from people that were doing that. It's like if I saw you doing it back to back and I had a conscious thought of, God, you do this a lot. You're hidden. Friend, family member, doesn't matter. I don't read that. So I got to the point to where my feed stopped updating because I eventually hid everybody.
God, Jay, why do you got to be such a dick, huh? Jeez.
My sister says the same thing. She's like, you're an
People
asshole.
are down on their luck, Jay. They're down on their luck, and all they want you to do is send them free stuff because you're so overly privileged.
Okay, this is a personal rant of mine, so this is my 2 cents, guys. Take it as it is. Tell me who's having the worst day. The person who's tweeting from their car that they're stuck in traffic behind that major wreck, or the person who had the major wreck?
Well, it depends. The person that had the major wreck, did he die? I mean, is it already like over
there's a person who's
making macaroni posters or what?
There's a person in my feed who's notorious for complaining about the traffic, and I like to monitor the highway patrol like computer aided dispatch because it's personal, or not personal, but it's public information. You can go up and see live what's happening through their system. And I went and looked, and there was one of them where it was like possible fatality as listed. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This person may have just died. Someone's dad, uncle, brother, whatever, husband, may be dead now. And you're seriously on Facebook bitching about the fact that you're 15 minutes late to work. That's the way I look at things.
Did you just as kind of a little bit on topic, but not quite? Do you remember that post where the lady who monitored the traffic or whatever like posted there was a huge backup because of a wreck, and then later on she found out it was her husband that was in the wreck because her husband didn't come home. It was like, I can't remember the exact story, but it was trended all over the internet. But this lady basically was listening to a police scanner. And she found out there was a wreck on the freeway or whatever, and she knows that that's the route that her husband came home. So she was like, oh, well, my husband's running late from work. He's probably stuck in traffic. Hey, you guys, all this traffic's going on. She found out later when the police called her that her husband was the fatality in the accident that she reported.
That's kind of crappy.
I was like, that would just be like, oh, God, I couldn't even imagine. So, yeah, quit your bitching. If you're having, everybody has a bad day. It doesn't matter if you're a one an error, a thousandaire, a millionaire, or a billionaire. You're going to have your bad days.
If you're alive, you're having a better day than someone had today.
That's true.
That's just the way I don't bitch. I try not to bitch, and that's just the way I live. So when there's habitual bitchers out there, when there's habituals out there,
habituals.
Anyway, okay, ZeniMax sues Oculus over virtual reality Rift technology.
And who owns ZeniMax?
I don't know, actually.
I should say who does ZeniMax own?
ID Software.
ID Software.
And we all know their games.
Yep. And who used to work there?
You?
John Cormack.
Yeah, I know. I have the notes in front of me, dude. I'm the one who wrote them.
I know. I was reading the notes that you wrote. That's why
sounded smart.
But here's what cracks me up about this is Oculus has been at this with John for years and years and years to no avail. They didn't bring the product to market. They were barely getting these SDKs. You don't hear anything from ZeniMax, and they know what's going on the entire time. ZeniMax knows exactly where John Carmack is, knows what they're working on, knows the state of everything.
It's timing.
A huge billion-dollar corporation steps in and buys Rift, and now ZeniMax is like, all right, he's in the trap. Now let's sue him. Because
just for clarity, I didn't write it down. It's Facebook that bought it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
No, but that's what's so funny about this is ZeniMax. If they had sued Oculus previously,
there was nothing to gain.
They would have shut the company down. There was no money there. But now that Facebook is backing it, they're going to seriously just go after Zuckerberg for just a massive amount of money.
Because
I don't think they're going to get it, though.
And that's the part of the thing about a patent troll is now there's more to the argument here. This isn't just a patent troll, and we'll get into the details of kind of how the background went. But this is one of those things where it was about timing. Okay, now there's a cash cow, and even I think even worst case scenario, they would just hope for just a quick settlement. 500 million go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think they might do something like that. That's entirely possible, depending on how long they want to drag it out.
Okay, guys, so here's the timeline, technically how it went. So John Cormack, who's the CEO of Oculus, used to work for ZeniMax, okay? And he worked with them specifically writing code. Now, he, in November, left ZeniMax to go and work for Oculus. In fact, he got hired with Oculus a month before he left ZeniMax. He was doing kind of a dual, and it might have even been a contracted thing. A lot of companies like Microsoft contract developers, and they're not even full-time employees. So you have multiple jobs.
As I understand it, he was a full-time employee, and not only that, but he also worked in their department doing coding 3D. So he worked with 3D algorithms, and that's why this is like really suspect, because it's not like he was just like writing automation and stuff. He was writing like production level 3D code, shaders, stuff like that.
The Avenger, since he really wants to be seen, he says it's like if you're saying you're having fun, too bad because someone else isn't. No, you know what? Read it however you want. That's not what the fuck I'm saying. Listen to proper English. I'm telling you, if you think you're having a bad day, someone's having a worse day. If you're having fun, you know what? You're having a good day. Good for you. Don't feel guilty over your fun. Don't take my words and twist them. If you want to hit unsub, I'll see you later. But anyway, back to topic.
Okay, you just calm your titties. Don't let him get you in a bunch now.
He wanted to see my response. He got my response, and there it is.
All right.
All right. So anyway, ZeniMax, John Cormack leaves ZeniMax to go and work for Oculus. And Oculus at the time was just like a one guy kind of operation.
Yeah, it was in its. It was way in its infancy. I don't even think they had the first development kit out when he worked for him.
It was more or less just kind of an idea at the time, and that was Palmer Luckey. Now, what the heck kind of a name, Palmer Luckey? But man, it's kind of an epic name if you think about it.
That is an epic name.
So Palmer Luckey is the owner of Oculus, and he hires Cormack. Now, ZeniMax is claiming that Cormack stole code that was written by Cormack specifically for ZeniMax. Now, if you work for ZeniMax and you write code, it's proprietary property of ZeniMax, whether it came out of your head or not, because that's your employer. Now, they're claiming he took code that was specifically written for ZeniMax and has applied it into the Oculus Rift. Now, and that's the basis of their claim, the virtual technology coding that's in it. They're claiming it was NDA stuff. He violated the NDA. He took the code with him, and Oculus was born and beat them to it, right? Now, he's firing back saying, that's absolutely ludicrous. He says, none of the code I've written for ZeniMax is anywhere in here. This is all fresh code. And he says not only that, he says he wasn't even allowed to work on the virtual reality project, which is the whole reason he left ZeniMax. So this is turning into kind of a huge, he said, she said sort of thing. But I think, like you said, it's all timing. ZeniMax can just kind of throw out this claim, and it may hold water because of the fact that there's previous employment and the timelines line up.
Yeah, I think ZeniMax. I'm not saying that John Cormack may have very well used proprietary information. It's really hard to go to another company when you're doing similar things and not utilize some of that information. But I'm not saying that's what he did, but I'm just saying it'd be an easy mistake to make. And ZeniMax knows that. They absolutely knew this the entire time. But again, just like you said, they just waited until the company was in the control of somebody where it would be profitable to sue them, because it wouldn't have been profitable to sue them. All they would have done is put them out of business before. And as I understand it, I don't think ZeniMax is seeking. I think they had a prototype that they were doing to compete in VR, but I don't think they're ever going to see it through. I don't think that's an area that they were really interested in.
Well, and also too, how much does it matter that it didn't go to production? It's in development kit, which we already know. Development kit is just kind of a fancy way of saying pre-release, if you will. It's like, oh, okay, like the Google Glass, you're willing to buy it early. Yeah. Okay, we'll call it a developer's kit, not a pre-order or anything. It's just it's a legal term. So it was never offered to sale to the general masses. So, I mean, how much can they claim in damages, right? Because wouldn't the overall claim be based on damages, based on sales of a stolen idea or concept, product, code, whatever?
No, this is the funny thing about the legal system is you don't have to sue for the sales. You can sue for the projected sales. So they can literally just make up numbers in their head and say, oh, well, we think since this is the leading VR solution and everything, that so many people are going to buy it in these realms based on these games and everything. They can just come up with imaginary numbers. But it never best guess estimates too.
But if it never went on sale, though, if it never went on sale, how can you project what the sales figures would be and sue on them based on revenue that never came in? Now, if it's already on sale, this is how the Apple and Samsung patent worked. It was already on sale. It's projected you sold X amount. They can take that figure and say over the next 5 years, a depreciated sales figure would look like this. Therefore, you have a percentage patent ownership of XYZ. This is why you owe $1 billion.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's absolutely true.
If it didn't go on sale, you can't claim there was damages because you lost sales.
Yeah,
that's why.
You're right.
So that's why I feel like this may have been some sort of a patent troll attempt just to get a quickie settlement, because now that Facebook has the backing to say, okay, here's a couple $100 million, go pound sand. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah. No, I think that. So it'll be cool to see how this plays out, but it's very, very suspect. So we'll see. We'll see if Zuckerberg pays or if he just decides to go after him and just uses Girth to steamroll.
I think people are mad that we're saying Cormac instead of, was it Cormac? Whatever. I don't care.
Carmack. Everybody's Cormac. It just depends on where
Show me
you
the
are.
Carmac. No, that doesn't really
Carmac.
work.
I mean, if you had an accent, they'd come after you for that too.
Oh, is he British?
It's spelled Cormac, so I say Cormac. I mean,
Cormac.
But it's Carmack. Everybody in chats is saying Carmack. In the media, they say Carmack, apparently, for the most part.
So what? Do you know who we're talking about? There.
Yeah, well, they know exactly who we're talking about. So I think we've made it pretty clear. No, there's some crazy people out there. There's just crazy people out there. But it's okay, Jay. Just ignore them. It's just like the people that do the there and the they are troll on every single tweet. Like, I intentionally don't use them right just because I want to see how many people do the little star. Afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
It's like it's fun. It's fun. Anyway.
Oh, because of the corrections?
Yeah.
But let's face it. Let's face it, though. Smartphones are making people look stupid because it's constantly autocorrecting to the wrong words and things. Like on an iPhone, if you type well, W-E-L-L, well, Jerry, it automatically puts an apostrophe and makes it wheel. Wheel, Jerry. Have you noticed that?
Yes.
Open up your iPhone, type well, and it will put an apostrophe in it on you.
I also accidentally trained my iPhone to type the wrong word once because I kept correcting it and screwing it up, and then I just say screw it and hit enter, and now every time I spell it right, it tries to correct it wrong. I'm trying to figure out how to untrain it.
You know what I love about iPhone is the fact that it will tell you, it'll remember you've typed it wrong. It will autocorrect to the wrong word, and then it will tell you it's spelled wrong. Have you noticed that? If you have a word, like let's say for instance, Oculus is one. Let's say, for instance, you put in Oculus and it doesn't recognize the word. You keep doing it over and over and over. Finally, it'll start to say, oh, okay, you're typing Oculus. It'll autofill for you, and then it puts the red line under it to tell you, hey, stupid, you misspelled it.
Hey, Jay, you want to hear something really funny?
I would love to hear something funny.
I just went and looked it up. It is spelled John Carmack. You just screwed it up in the notes. So I've been saying Cormac because you spelled it Cormac.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I'll fix the notes. Hold on. There, fixed.
Oh, that is so funny. That's so funny. I thought it looks like you cut and pasted it from somewhere, so I thought I had it wrong. No, it's spelled Carmack. So I would like to take this this opportunity to apologize to everybody because I was just reading what Jay pasted. Oh my God! Thanks, Jay. Thanks.
Well, this coming from the guy who kept saying Diablo.
That's true. That's true. I did. That's one of the videos I'm famous for.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right, Jay's got to be a pre-law major. No, but I do study the law because the last thing I want to be is taken advantage of.
Dude, he lives in California. You have to know the law down there. I mean, you'll go to jail for like spitting on the sidewalk down there.
Yeah. You can't cross straight lines with a duck on your head. I think that's a Pennsylvania law. All right. So here we are talking about the iPhone autocorrecting and stuff. And so CNET did a poll of iPhone interest. I mean, let's face it. iPhone, remember, it was the Jesus phone, right? Isn't that what they called it? The magical phone. And
yeah. I think even Steve Jobs even said that it was like magical. Like that was like one of his features when he'd give the presentations. It's magic. It's magical.
Well, I did rewatch the original iPhone launch back in 2007, like the replay of it, because I think he's an excellent presenter. So I do like to watch his presentations. And so, he did say that. But, CNET polled 1,016 people. Now, right off the bat, I want to say this is a very limited sample. 1,000 people to the millions of smartphone users out there is not even a fraction of a percent. Okay, so of these 1,016 people that were polled right after the iPhone 5S launched, or who are you trolling over there? I know you're trolling somebody. I see it on your face.
No, I'm not trolling anything. I literally just said, hey, hit the like button. And then, of course, it popped up and said I need to fill in the captcha, which I can't fill in because it's covered with stuff. Yep. Thank you, YouTube. That's why I can't chat with you guys. That's why I can't have nice things, Jay. Anyway, sorry.
Okay,
so they're doing a poll.
So they polled 1,016 people right after the 5S launched, and 50% of the people said they plan to buy an iPhone. They repolled them in December, 44%. Repolled them in February, 39%, and repolled them this week. Now only 34% of those same people are looking to buy an iPhone, and they're finding that more people are looking to buy either a Nokia Windows phone or an Android device. Now, so what's really happening here? Is the iPhone losing its luster with people? I don't really think so, because I think the majority of people who own iPhones are previous generation iPhone owners, and they're just going to continue to buy. I think there's a bunch of people jumping ship. There's also a bunch of people jumping ship to iPhone. So we'll take that discussion, put it aside. We're talking about new purchasers. Now, I think what happens here, people kind of have learned, okay, Apple is on that annual cycle. It's not like an Android device where every 3 months you get a new Android device, right? So there's always something new you could be buying. Oh, yeah, I'll buy a new Android because in a couple months there may be something new. I think people know, okay, once you're about 6 months past the launch, you just wait, right? I'm waiting. And if the iPhone 6 is awesome, I'm going to buy it. If it's not, then I don't know. I may go to an Android. Who knows? I just like the simplicity of it. I live a very technical, complicated life, and I just like a basic button. I like the phone that you can hand your 2-year-old and they know how to use it, because I have to be able to use it drunk. So...
Well, the thing with the iPhone, like the way I see it is that even with the new iOS drop and like the major overhaul in the UI, not a lot's changed. It's designed to be a very simple, easy to use device. Like that from day one, that's what it was designed. And they kept building on that same familiar interface over and over. So people that bought the first iPhone, they still can identify today's iPhone. It hasn't changed that much.
Yeah.
Android tends to jump around a lot more than that, adding things, taking risks, putting stuff in there. But I think people just ultimately get bored with it. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. I like my phone. It's solid. It does what I want it to. But every once in a while, somebody pulls out their Android phone and shows me something cool that it does. And I'm like, well, I can either do that, but it's harder or not as good, or I can't do it at all. And I'm like, that's actually pretty cool. So I think people are just getting a little burned out on it. It's like they've just been exposed to the same thing for so long. They just want to try something different.
I think inevitably, whether you like or hate Steve Jobs, he really was a guy who cared about his company and the devices more so than the money. And once he was gone, we all expected this. It seems like the ship is just running aground. That's what it feels like to me anyway. I mean, I've got an iPhone 5, not a 5S, just a basic iPhone 5, because I didn't feel that the 5S was worth upgrading to, and I'm not I can't say if the iPhone 6 will be because I don't have one, but this is the longest I have gone consecutively without buying a new phone. This will be the first phone I've owned for 2 years. And I do own an Android as well. I have a Galaxy S3, very solid phone. So I have at least the experience of both devices simultaneously.
Yeah.
And so do you, don't you? No, you have a Windows phone.
No, I do. I have a Lumia 1520, and I also have two. I have two Nexus 7s. I have the first generation, and the second one. So even though it's not a phone, it's still a small form factor tablet running Android.
Right. I'm still embarrassed to say that I have a Nexus 7 that does nothing but sit on my camera.
Well, that's what my V1's
the
for.
HD.
Didn't you get a V2 also though?
I bought the HD one, and it does nothing but sit on my DSLR as a camera control.
You actually, yeah. See, I took my old one. I took my old V1 and stuck it on my camera, and then the V2 I still use downstairs. It's my toilet phone or my toilet tablet. When I get out of bed in the morning, I grab that. That's you got to have a tablet for everything. You got to have a tablet for eating in the kitchen. You got to have a tablet for your cup to sit on next to the bed so it doesn't leave watermarks. Yeah, it's nice. What are you doing there, Jay?
I'm setting up for our little tech segment.
Oh, tech segment. Oh, yeah, because people wanted the tech segment. They were craving the tech segment.
All right.
Oh, God. All right.
I just broke the tech segment. Let's go ahead and move forward. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, guys.
Chat's completely broken, dude.
Yeah, it's not moving anymore.
Yeah, it hasn't moved. I've refreshed several times. So sorry, guys, over in chat, if you're probably having the same problems as me where it just says error. It can't post a comment. So
No. For me, the very last thing I see is someone called someone a grammar Nazi.
Yeah, that's what I see, too. So obviously, chat's broken, so feel free to tweet us on Twitter, and we'll just watch it there.
Tweet us on the Twitter!
Tweet us on the Twitter! Okay,
all right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and do tech segment here with Jay. Let's grab the right scene. There we go. All right, you guys asked for close-up, and that's exactly what we're going to do this time. So what we're going to do, I got my camera kind of set up here. We are going to take my spare GTX 780, and again, I hate calling it spare, but that's exactly what it is. I'm going to take this reference cooler off of here.
Calling it spare. You love calling it spare. Don't even.
Oh, baby.
You elitist son of a bitch, okay?
Jerry, you forsake me. All right.
I know.
So this thing is getting kind of hot. I mean, it gets up into the mid-80s because I like to let GPU Boost do its thing. But GPU Boost 2.0 works based off of temperature as well as power target. So if you can keep the temperatures down, then you get better performance. So I had this extra ACX cooler from EVGA. This is an EVGA SC 780 SC. Now, as you can see, the cooler, it's got two 100 millimeter fans on here, or 80 millimeter, whatever they are, 92. And the heat sink, as you can see, is pretty massive. So we're going to go ahead and swap this over. And I want to point something out real quick. I want to point out that this is the part, and people always ask me, Jay, when you're doing water cooling, if they don't have a full cover block, should I get just a GPU block and put RAM sinks on the RAM? Absolutely. Because look at this. This is the piece right here that touches the RAM. I want to point out, this does not touch the heatsink at all. There's only 4 screws in this heatsink, and those are attached to the GPU block. So, yes, you can passively cool your VRM just fine. I just want to point that out. That's how EVGA does it. So, I have some essential tools that you need. You need the screwdriver and some screws, or bits that fit your screws. My original here is a Torx. This one is all Phillips. You're going to need non-conductive thermal compound. That is huge. And this just happens to be some EK Ectotherm right here that they use in their water blocks. I have some left over here.
Jay, they can't see me.
I know they can't, but they can see chat now.
I'm all set. Oh, chat's working. Okay.
SOS Studio says boobies. So Studio says boobies. All right, so thermal compound. And you are going to need a non-linty rag, or a very dirty one as I have here, and some isopropyl alcohol. Now, Jerry, feel free to go ahead and engage the chat while I'm doing this, because there's going to be a lot of screwing going on here.
All right. Ooh, a little screwing in the live stream. I'm sure they love that.
And I'm going to move over because my head shadow is in the way.
So while you're doing that, let's go over and see what everybody's jibber-jabbing about now that we have comments back online.
In fact, if anyone has any comments about this, go ahead and put them in chat, and I'll ask Jerry if he will read those.
Let's see here. Thomas Wallace says, don't call your followers crazy. It's bad for business, lol. Well,
business.
People call me crazy all the time. I'm just sharing the love.
Hey, wait a minute. Yeah. The things people call us every day. Let's be fair here.
I know. Come on. I couldn't be any more virgin for life as many times I get called it.
You bought your kid and your wife. They're rented.
Let's see here. They're rented. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So i5ZQ8 says, Jay, what desks are you using? I need to redo my computer room.
I need to do a video on this. I must get it asked at least 100 times a day what my desks are.
People love desks. Yeah.
I am using the IKEA Galant system. and it's modular, so you can add to it all you want. It's got
Cool.
reinforced frame, adjustable A-legs that can adjust the height. Yeah.
But correct. But you can only add on to it as long as IKEA carries the table, which will probably only be for like 5 weeks.
They've actually had the Galant. The Galant system is actually one of their longest lines of Office product.
Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. The Noble Exile says, "Save a Chinese kid. Keep your phone for 2 years." That's so horrible and funny at the same time.
People were legitimately committing suicide at Foxconn over the 5 reveal or the 5 release.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah.
Remember there was like 2,000 people rioted at the Foxconn factory because of the stress of Apple?
Yeah, I'm actually going to do a little public service announcement style kind of thing here. Guys, trolling can be fun sometimes, everything, but there's a fine line between cyberbullying and trolling. Don't drive people to the point where they're killing themselves. Don't tell people to kill themselves. It's not nice. It really isn't. Jay and I are professionals. We've learned to live with this constant stream of abuse, and I've even learned to have fun with it and throw it back at people, but not everybody can deal with it and handle it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and do you really want to be the person that's known for like trolling somebody and then hearing the next day that they died? And if you get any kind of pleasure from that, well, then I hope you get hit by a pickup truck. And that's my public service announcement.
One of those giant big rigs that have the brush guard on the front. The deer guard.
Yeah, no. Actually, I take that back. I want you to be hit by a 747 turbine. I want it to hit you at the front gear, and then you fly up over the gear, tumbling end over end, and then go into the engine. And
you're gonna
suck you halfway in. And you're holding your fingers around the cowling, going, "Oh no, please, I didn't mean it." And then it goes and sucks you in the back and blows you out.
You're gonna actually hear the.
It's gonna sound like a juicer. So god damn it, don't cyberbully people, okay?
I hate this screwdriver so much.
Not nice. If you feel like you got to be a dick, come be a dick to me and leave people alone that can't handle it.
What is it Boogie has? Remember Boogie? He likes to say, at least if people are messing with him, he can handle it and they're not messing with someone else.
Yeah, that's the point. Is there's people that can handle it and there's people that can't. I see so many I get so many messages from people saying, "Hey, I'm kind of self-conscious. I have a lisp or I'm overweight and I want to start a YouTube channel." And no, if you are not bulletproof, do not start a YouTube channel.
Absolutely.
Because I see so many people there's just people on the internet that they're just starved for attention and they don't care if it's bad or good attention or otherwise. They will go after you. And it's those people I'm talking to right now that's like, listen, yeah, sometimes it can be fun, but it's very easy to take it too far. And when you take it too far, there's no taking it back. I mean, damage done. So just don't do it, guys. Don't do it.
So here we go. We've got all the screws taken off. There's some also in the front right here you have to make sure you get. And I've recently put the thermal compound on this and reapplied it, so it shouldn't be too hard to get off. But you want to make sure as you're kind of... Oh, there's one more screw. Derp. But you want to make sure as you're taking this thing off, obviously you get all the screws. You do not want to use a lot of force, because if it's taken a lot of force to get the cooler off, it means you may have missed something, as I just demonstrated. So here we are. Just kind of lightly twist, as you can see. We're in business.
I want to see all the chips bust off.
Now, this reference cooler, as you can see, has 2 wires on there, so you need to be careful with those wires. If you just yank it off...
I'm just waiting for you to see... I want to see you pull that off and have like 5 chips stuck to the underside of it.
You know, you laugh, but that's highly possible with RAM. When people take RAM heat sinks off to put on like water cooling for RAM, people have literally pulled their chips right off the PCB.
Dude, that's my biggest fear. Why do you think I haven't water cooled my GPUs? Every time I like get on, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna water cool my GPUs. And then I watch like a video of some dude like reefing on the thing and putting it in a vise and tapping it with a hammer and shit. And I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm not. Nah.
All right. So the next thing you do is you take all of the thermal pads here and you.
Oh, you got it. Look at you, like a boss.
Get them out of the way.
It's like you've done that before.
My first time. I figured we'd do this live for my very first time. GPU.
Oh, hey,
version.
we got a very important question over there while you're separating those. DP Scribe says, Jerry, how many penis pics do you get each day? And the answer is, thank God, none.
I know, right?
Thank goodness.
However,
that probably just changed.
It's all going to change. All right. So take your isopropyl alcohol, dab your rag, start cleaning off all these RAM chips, as well as the GPU itself. Cannot reuse thermal compound. Bad.
So now the thermal compound they use there, I've noticed that it kind of looks like they're not like gel thermal compound. They're like little pads, right?
Well, that's for the RAM chips and the VRMs.
It doesn't seem like those would be very good at like transferring heat. It seems like a gel-based heat transfer medium would be way better.
You know, yeah, you would think so, but it depends on the brand too. Like EK, they tend to use very thin pads. These stock pads tend to be very thick. And I've wondered the very same thing. I've looked at it and said, you know, I don't understand how this can be transferring heat, but it does. So, but you want to get all of the residue off of the GPU. So, there it is. GPU is nice and clean. As you can see, it's all mirror finished. Take this and get it out of the way. And I want to say, I really do love the stock cooler. I just think it looks nice. It's metal. It's got the LED that lights up. But this is holding back the temperatures in the GPU 2 boost. GPU 2.0. GPU 2.0 says, okay, if you get up to a certain temperature, start throttling to keep that temperature. So it will start slowing itself down if you have a very hot environment. So that's why we are going to the nice cool environment now. So apparently I left all the screws in this plate, so now I've got to take all these out. Any other questions in there, mister? And if you just joined us, we're actually doing a live GTX 780 cooler swap.
Yeah, on Jay's spare 780.
Not my spare, it's actually my spare. This is my third one. Yeah, I went there. The thermal pads that are on this ACX cooler are actually a lot better than the... I mean, look at the pads on this one. I mean, you can actually see where some of the oils are like spooging out of it. Do you see that?
Yeah, no, those look a lot better than what I was thinking. When I was first looking at them, I thought they were like little foam pads, and I was like, how the hell is that transferring anything?
The blue ones, the ones that were on the stock cooler, yeah, they're kind of garbage, in my opinion.
Can you actually buy those pads? I mean, can you buy that material and cut it into your own little pieces? Like, I wonder if you can.
Yeah. Frozen CPU, performance PCs, any place that sells custom computer parts for like water cooling would sell thermal pad. But the thermal pad has to be just the right thickness, though. If it's too thick, you can cause the cooler to not sit on the GPU flush. If you get some that are too thin, then you can actually crush them. Because the thermal pads, believe it or not, add a little bit of spacing too. So
nice. Well, looking over here, it's got another question. The plug said, Jerry, you've mentioned that you quit your job to go to Microsoft. What was your job? Well, my job before Microsoft is I worked as a service manager at a small little computer store called Mothersboard Computers, which is actually still open today. It's like one of the few like ma and pa computer stores that's actually still open. It's very
cool. Those are kind of rare to find these days.
Yeah, I mean, you have to build a very, very like trusting customer base and keep them around to stay alive in that business. I mean, you really do.
Yeah.
And no hard feelings towards them. I mean, you know, yeah, I felt like, you know, I was bullied a little by having to forced to quit my job to go somewhere else. But at the same time, I mean, I see it from their side. They can't afford to lose a person. So, you know, It is what it is.
Okay.
But so that goes back to you got to take risks. Anyways, Jay, take it.
All right. We're ready to get this on here. Now, here is the fan wire that comes on the ACX cooler. So obviously it's going to go this way. But before we can do that, we have to place on here the... this is pretty much just a heat spreader. That's all this is. As I mentioned, it's a piece of machined aluminium if you're from across the pond. And these thermal pads are all transferring the heat of the VRMs across this. I just want to point out, again, if you're just joining us, that it does not touch the heat sink anywhere. So your heat sink is not in contact with your RAM or your VRMs. So that's why if you have or you have a graphics card that does not have a full cover water block, don't look at it like, oh man, because you're passively cooling all this stuff now. So you can see on the SC ACX, it just sits right on top there. And now we're going to go ahead and apply our thermal compound. Let's hope I can do this without it like flying out at me, because it tends to get a little stuck in there.
Don't screw this up, Jay. Don't screw this up. You are live to like 600 people right now. Do not mess this up.
I wouldn't do this live if I didn't have confidence, right?
Hey, Fox Mamba's here. What's up, Foxy lady?
Now I like to do an X on the GPUs. Yep. And that's it. So there's our thermal compound.
No, you used too much.
Probably. No.
That was way too much, Jay. You should probably wipe a little of that off.
Actually, if you want to be honest, I might have looked at that and said it's not enough, but that's fine. So
I'm just trolling you because somebody told me to troll you about using too much thermal paste.
Okay.
I haven't even seen it yet.
The only thing I don't like about the ACX cooler here is you don't get much slack with the fan cable. You can see right there, that's as far as it sticks out. So you've got to kind of plug that in as you're setting it down.
Nice and easy. Easy peasy, fresh and squeezy.
Oh my dear, this is so much pressure. I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I mess this up, people are gonna know I'm a fraud.
We can't have that now.
I know.
That heatsink does look pretty beefcake.
It is. All right. So we'll line that up.
What do you think of the hybrid coolers, Jay?
Hybrid coolers?
Yeah, the ones that are liquid and air. They have like 2 fans and a water block on them.
I'm okay with them, quite honestly.
Because that's kind of the direction I'm thinking about going with my build, because I actually thought that was really neat.
They have their advantages and their disadvantages. But hold on while I plug this in. All right. So now the first thing we're going to do, and I didn't get the fan plug in all the way. I'm going to do this first so I'm not sliding all around on the thermal compound. Now, when it comes to putting your screws back in, the order you want to do them are as follows. You're going to do the 4 spring-loaded screws that are around the GPU first. And you're just going to get these started, and then you're going to tighten them down in a star pattern. And you're going to tighten these down until the threads stop. These are designed to stop prior to putting too much pressure on the GPU. And the springs are going to be what's actually holding it in place. And I want to get my real screwdriver here.
God, Jay, could you be any slower? Hurry up, man.
You know what? I am gonna fly up to Seattle, smack you in the face, and then get right back on the plane and come home.
No, you won't. You'll eat all my food first and then sit around and probably soil my couch.
That was a one-time thing. We promised we would not bring that back up.
No, dude, you know what? You should come up here for that haunting. Did you see that haunting camp out thing that I'm going to go do?
No.
Oh, God, I'll have to send you a link. They do some horror thing out in the woods where you basically go camp for like 24 hours, and they actually have people in costume like monsters out in the woods like harassing you through the whole night.
Oh, is that what you were talking about with what's his face?
Yeah, I'm going to go do it with a bunch of other YouTubers, like the Seattle YouTube guys. We're all going to go out there and piss down our leg. It's going to be awesome.
All right, guys. So the very next thing you're going to do now we have these 4 tightened down is you're going to do the 4 that are inside of those. So, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to tighten down with a star pattern. And Jerry, how are we doing over there? Do we have any more questions? Because I have not looked up.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to go field some questions here. When is the GTX 880 coming out? Do you guys know? Nope. Well, Jay might know, but he ain't going to say nothing.
No, I'll be honest. I don't know, which is why I'll speculate. I was thinking Computex, but I look at that and go, that would be a 12-month release cycle. And NVIDIA has pretty much like clockwork done 18-month release cycles. So I would not expect to see anything at Computex for the 880. In fact, let's put it this way. It has been 1 year and 12 days since they announced the 780. I'm thinking we got 6 more months to wait. So we're probably looking at a Christmas release.
Very, very cool. That would be smart on their part for damn sure.
Yeah. Now, real quick, guys, I want to point this out. As I push down on this cooler, it's got a little flex to it, and that kind of freaks me out because I'm used to this cooler here where the PCB is actually attaching to all of these screws for rigidity. But as I showed you earlier, the only 4 screws touching the heatsink are these 4 right here. So that's why if you see when I push down, you may see it on the camera, there's actually a little flex in that board. It kind of freaks me out, but it's normal. So now you just put all the screws in, start working your way out from the GPU, tightening them down. Start at the GPU, which is obviously inside this little square here, and then tighten outward.
All right, let's see what we got here. Philips versus Nintendo. We'll save that topic for another show.
Philips?
That one's actually...
Wait, Philips has a gaming console?
No, Philips is going after Nintendo, saying that they stole some of their motion technology, like the whole idea of using a controller and its motion. But this is another one of those really weird things. It's like they've been doing this forever. Like, why is Philips just coming after them now?
Like the Wii U controller?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it is. But, you know, that's what companies do. They just sue each other. We got Rock Thrill saying, hey, do your next Tech Talk drunk. I think we kind of learned our lesson about doing Tech Talks drunk. It's a lot of fun for us, not so fun for a lot of you.
Yeah, it's more of a respect thing.
Yeah,
like, I don't know, Jerry. I would more than willing get on a Twitch stream and do some drunk gaming with you.
Yeah, because that's a different type of audience, right? I mean, we do have to be a little bit considerate to the audience that we have here, for the most part. that's not universal. But when we get drunk, we tend to just let it all hang out, like literally and figuratively. And this is a YouTube stream. This is not a Twitch stream. So yeah.
You know what though? It was our most liked and most commonly or most requested topic for us to redo is another drunk live TikTok.
Definitely. Hey, Jay, is my audio still coming in all right? It looks like the Skype quality dropped significantly.
Yep, you sound exactly the same.
Oh, fantastic. Just making sure. Let's see. Okay, so Brendan Burke says, Jerry, what music do you listen to? I think that's the 75th time he's asked me, but he hasn't been spamming them in a row, so I'll give him credit for that. I listen to dubstep and country mostly, and every once in a while I'll listen to like rap and pop.
Do they ever intersect?
It's really, I have really weird tastes. Like in the morning, usually on my ride into work, I'm listening to country music. I got my country station on and I really enjoy it. And when I get off work and I'm on my way home, I'm usually listening to like, Skrillex and just, bumping my 12-inch sub in the back. I mean, yeah, I have weird tastes like that.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. One GTX 780, EVGA GTX 780 SC updated or upgraded to an ACX cooler from...
And now it's got to go in the garbage because Jay tinkered with it. Warranty.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw that in the trash down there. I didn't say it's an EVGA card because they sponsored this or anything. I'm just saying I did put an EVGA cooler off of one card to another, and that's why I have these two holes in the front right here. I just want to point this out. See, there are two holes right here under the grill, where on the front of this card they actually have those screws right there. Those screws don't exist on the ACX cooler. So if you ever are wondering if you've got a card that maybe had a cooler swapped, the ACX coolers or cards do not have these screws right here. So that's just a little pro tip. If it has these screws and an ACX cooler, chances are somebody swapped the cooler on you. So
interesting. And we have I lost the name in chat, but somebody was asking if next Tech Talk we would do a live 3D print. We'll see. Next time I'm actually hosting Tech Talk, that wouldn't be too hard to do. Wouldn't.
Can you come up with a print that would only take an hour?
Oh, easily.
Oh, okay.
I can come up with a print that takes 8 minutes. So yeah, no, I can work out the logistics on that. But what I can do is I can put a camera on it and I'll just set it on the desk next to me over here and have a little camera and tripod on it. We'll just incorporate it into the background graphic as like a third person.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Yeah, great idea. We'll try to do that.
All right, Jerry, you've got some more topics there that you've written for us.
All right, well, let me pull up our little document here.
We went through all my topics already, I think.
I think we did. Yeah, the ZeniMax and the Facebook. Yeah, we covered that, dude.
Now, your audio, real quick, your audio quality is good, but you went down to about 8 pixels, just so you know.
Oh, did I? Yeah, no, you look like you're about 8 pixels, too. Here, let me kill my video.
That's just my face.
Here. How about now? Is that better?
Oh, yeah, it's better. It came back.
All right. Yeah, no, it's definitely on the Skype side. I checked my connection. I have massive upstream and downstream spared. So
some of you may notice Skype. Some of you may notice it's 7 o'clock and we're still going. It's because Jerry and I have decided that 1 hour is a little too short and 2 hours is a little too much. So we are going to be doing 90-minute Tech Talks from now on.
Yes, and we're going to try to be pretty prompt about getting off at 7:30 sharp, so that we can go and hang out with our families and do things with our wives. Okay, let's see.
And so, you're down to shitty quality again. So just don't worry.
I'm not even gonna worry about it. Just let it ride. It'll work itself out. So okay, our next topic is YouTube to acquire. Now, some people say this is speculative. From what I've read, it seems like it's almost a done deal. YouTube to acquire Twitch for $1 billion. $1 billion. This was actually some really kind of cool. I actually like this news, and I'll tell you why. Because I think Twitch is a steaming pile of shit. I mean, I'll go out there and just. And the reason why I say that is because I don't feel like they support the smaller streamers, and I feel like they actually are very, very rude and mean to the smaller streamers in a lot of cases. Yeah. And they don't universally apply the rules. Like they'll let one rule slide for one person and then smack another person down for it. It's pretty much at their discretion. And their PR has just been crap. So I'm actually glad that a big corporation like YouTube got a hold of them.
Their PR has downright trolled some people I know.
No, they do. You and I both saw that happen when they tried to backpedal
when I was at
the comments and everything. No, they are very, very arrogant.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, yeah, that happened when I was at CES, which is funny because as all of that was going on, I was sharing an elevator with one of the huge gaming development companies. I couldn't remember their name, but anyway, I looked at their tag and they happened to be with why can I not remember? Oh, Gameloft. It was a Gameloft representative, and I had told him too, because he kind of overheard the conversation I was having about what was going down with Barbecue.
Yep.
And he says, "Who are you talking about?" Just kind of butted into the conversation. I said, "We're talking about Twitch," and he was like, "Oh yeah, Twitch, yeah. Those are some interesting guys." He didn't sound too fond of them.
No, and like you said, we saw what was going on. I mean, they're completely unprofessional in that respect. But the one thing is, they do have a good infrastructure for live streaming, and YouTube needs that. They really do, because YouTube's live streaming, like you're watching right now, is heavily flawed, especially in like the delay between the chat's functionality, the way the comments integrate. They need a strong streaming service. But more to the point, I think this is a good strategy from YouTube, because so many people are console gamers now that used to record their stuff using capture cards. And now everybody's moving over to like Xbox One and PS4, which have integrated live Twitch streaming. So it makes a lot of sense for YouTube to acquire a company that has that capability built in, so that they can keep that audience and keep integrating that into YouTube and making that media YouTube content.
Like we talked about earlier, companies buying up stuff rather than developing it.
Yep, and the interesting thing to see what's going to happen here is when they acquire Twitch, I think YouTube in the beginning are going to leave Twitch alone and largely just leave it just the way it is and leave it on autopilot. But I think they're going to slowly start merging the two together.
And then just screw it all up.
And it'll probably get really screwed up in the interim, because one thing we know about Google is Google likes to make us test everything. Google doesn't like testing their own stuff. So literally, that's why on YouTube, every single day I log in, something's been tweaked, something's been changed.
Yep.
We are the lab rats. So just expect a lot of pain throughout that entire process.
Yeah, specifically on YouTube, I like how they took the inbox out of the drop down where your account information is and made you have to click on Video Manager, Community, Inbox, and then get to it. It's like, okay, so let's take something that probably is one of the most used features for a content producer, and let's just bury it down in the menu.
Yeah, definitely. We got Rodalum over here saying this business focused tech talk isn't nearly as entertaining. Okay, Jay. Titties. All right, there. We made one more person happy. So I just wanted to give them a taste of our normal tech talks.
We can't win, Jerry. No matter what we do, we're wrong.
You really can't. You really can't win. But I'm going to say, as far as the acquisition of Twitch, I think that's a really good move. I think Google needs that because they need to control media. They need that edge.
But who is it a good move for? Because I don't think I agree with you.
I think it's a good move for YouTube. I don't think it's a good move for Twitch. I think Twitch is like seriously undervaluing themselves.
I am on the opposite fence. I think this is good for Twitch, bad for YouTube.
The problem is, though, is YouTube's buying them because Twitch is gaining so much ground and market share. They're becoming a threat.
Can I explain why I think it's a bad move for Twitch, though? Or, a good move for Twitch, bad move for YouTube? Okay, yes. So you're the owner of Twitch. It's only, 3 years old, right? He's a young, arrogant punk. Okay, the owner of Twitch is young, and he's an arrogant punk like us. Now, the guy is probably used to bringing in, thousands of dollars a month, probably in the tens of thousands a month for take home cleared. You're 30, you're 35 years old. Someone dangles $1 billion in front of you for 3 years worth of your work. Young and immature as this guy is, I see him going, hell yeah, takes the $1 billion and runs. It's bad for YouTube because they're inevitably going to destroy it, which means, once again, us streamers who like to stream games, I know I haven't done it in a while because I got tired of people bitching that I wasn't just talking to them the whole time, playing a game. They all of a sudden are going to have to start dealing with all the shit that YouTube is dealing with. Now, here's the thing. You start streaming up on YouTube. How are you going to stream gamed content that has a soundtrack on YouTube and not start getting everything you do flagged?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The culture is going to change a lot, but it's going to be a forced change because where else are you going to go?
I think it's going to kill the streaming gamer. I honestly do. I mean, unless YouTube somehow has this service completely separate from the realm of what the current YouTube terms of service is, I don't see how this can do anything for gaming whatsoever. Which is at least I'll give it to Twitch. Twitch, who used to be Justin TV and all of that, merged and said, we are building a gaming community. We want to strengthen games. And so one thing I agreed with that they were doing, and I think YouTube is going to screw all of that up because of all of their automated searching that goes, like Boogie says, there's a Mario jump sound. Got to flag it. There's the Mario theme. Got to flag it. Where on Twitch, it's kind of left up to the discretion of the streamer. And if you get hit, then Twitch will just take you down. YouTube will just let robots do it, and you're screwed if you get kind of on the raw end of that.
You're right, but at the same time, if you look at it from the console streaming perspective, I mean, the streaming is built into the consoles, particularly for gaming, and the gaming companies that release on those consoles do agree to those terms. So I think the console gamers are still going to be fairly protected, and they're going to port over really easy. But I think it's going to be the PC gamers that are really going to be kind of left out in the dark.
Well, but
Because for some reason, even if you record the menu in a game, if you're streaming on your PS4 or your Xbox, nobody seems to care.
well, game is
Like,
a game is a game, though. I mean,
no, it is. It is. I don't think they should be treated any differently, but I think unfortunately they are for one reason or another.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I kind of hope it's a rumor, but like you said, it really sounds like it's a done deal.
You know what though? This might actually end up being a huge boon for Hitbox.
I don't know.
Because if YouTube pulls Twitch in and then all those people start getting flagged and their channels get taken down and everything, they're going to move to the next small guy because the next small guy isn't going to attract all that copyright infringement, craziness that YouTube has to deal with on a daily basis. So I almost wonder if Hitbox won't become the next Twitch as soon as this is official.
Do you think so, though? I mean, Hitbox is already having all the growing pains of where enough people signed up to where their streaming service started turning out to be pretty buggy. I mean, I am apropos as a perfect example.
Yeah.
Was just 100% tried his hardest to support Hitbox, but he got nothing out of it. And not to say like he's greedy or anyone's out there for greed. He's the least greedy guy you'll ever meet. But you at least have to get something in return, and for him that was growth. He wanted to grow. We all want to grow. But man, he did it for months and only gained like 150 followers. He goes on Twitch, he switches back to Twitch for one day, and he gains more in one day than he did in a month.
It's true, and I tried streaming on Hitbox once too, and it was a pretty bad experience all around. But it's one of those things where it's like the less of two evils. If Twitch does shun all their game streamers, and as soon as YouTube picks them up and they start pushing away for legal reasons, then people will put up with the bugs. I mean, one way or another, they need to go somewhere.
Yeah. Gosh, I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell.
Yeah.
It's only going to be a matter of time until the almighty Google. They say, okay, we're buying your entity. You're self-managed. You guys keep doing it your way. But over time, they're going to start. All of a sudden, Billy Bob in his suit's going to show up, and he's the G-man for Google. We're here to make some changes. You know what I mean? It's only going to be a matter of time. So, speaking of G-man, what's our next topic?
Yeah. Okay. So the next topic here, we love this one because we actually talked about something similar about 2 shows ago, and that is the U.S. government is studying this Bitcoin as a possible terrorist threat. Which is funny because just a couple weeks ago we were talking about how the government just approved Bitcoin for political donations.
So basically, what you're saying is, yes, it is a terrorist threat.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, by
that's a political joke,
admission,
by the way.
if you put these two things together, Jay, what I'm saying is they're saying it's okay for terrorists to fund political parties. Because they're saying Bitcoin now could be linked to terrorism, and they're saying, it's okay to use Bitcoins to fund campaigns. Like, my God.
And I'm taking it a step further and saying, yes, the Bitcoin funding of campaigns is the terrorist threat. No, okay, politics aside, I think this is a perfect example of a government that's too big, because clearly these are two different entities talking.
Yeah.
You're probably talking NSA versus, GOP. And so,
and the other thing though is they make it sound like Bitcoin for terrorist activities and transferring of money and everything, but cash, you could argue that cash and certain wire transfers and stuff like that, have similar, share kind of similar anonymity. So I'm not saying that Bitcoin's like the end all be all, but the thing about Bitcoin is when you're talking about a completely digital currency, you can move it around and transfer ownership at will with no paper trail at all.
Right.
That's why I thought it was really weird that they said it was okay for political donations, because they're like, but only $100. But what's stopping me from saying that I'm giving you $100 and then I'm another person, then I'll give you $100, and then I'm another person, I give you $100. There's just no way for them to track it.
Yeah, and if you guys weren't following how it could be perceived as a threat, it's specifically because it's non-traceable money. So you could have monies moving around within terrorist organizations that's not traceable. And believe it or not, the CIA, the CIA in the United States is pretty much the organization that does all of the overseas espionage. I mean, face it, it's a spy organization. Yep. They tend to be able to find anybody through money trails. They follow the money, which leads them to the people they're looking for. If you can't follow the money,
the other thing is, controlling money and freezing assets though is like our number one fight on terrorism, because you can shut cells down, you can take their funds away, they can't afford materials.
Right. I mean, everything going on in Russia and the Ukraine. What does Obama do? Okay, we're going to do some sanctions on you because they want to attack the commerce and they want to attack the economy. But if you have this virtual third party economy that you have no control over, it takes away some of the power.
Yep. No, you can definitely block trucks carrying cash. You can't block, I mean, you can transfer internet traffic over anything. You could, in theory, trade Bitcoins over a ham radio. I mean, so...
And last time I looked, the price of a full Bitcoin was back up to over $500.
Which is absolutely, I mean, amazing. That blows my mind that it's still up there.
Every
I thought that
time
when it hit the 800, it was going to crash down and completely die, but it's hanging on.
It went down to like, what, 3 something, I think, didn't it? 4 something, and now it's working its way back up.
Yeah, it was plummeting hard though. I mean, I thought that it was literally going to just go down to where it was going to be pennies again, and it was just going to die as a currency. But no, it's hanging on.
There's a lot of websites you go to now where you can see Bitcoin as an accepted currency. And if you guys watching, if any of you are are bit miners, and you have Bitcoins hanging around, and you're looking at buying PC parts, performance PCs, frozen CPU, a lot of these companies now are Lutro Customs even. You can buy your custom cables with Bitcoin through Lutro Customs. But big organizations. I saw
pictures of like McDonald's takes it in Japan or something, like one of the Asian countries.
So how do you
like McDonald's takes Bitcoin?
But since it's like kind of encrypted on a hard drive and stuff, how do you mobilely transfer that? Is it like an e-wallet?
Thing is, in the United States, we carry around credit cards and stuff like that. In Japan, and I think it's like in Korea, everything's on your phone. Everything's digital on your phone. So it's like you would transfer Bitcoins just using RFID on your phone. You would just be like, okay, here's my Bitcoin hash.
Cole,
take a percentage of the coin.
Cole Persian says, enough talk, get naked. I can oblige that. Here we go.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's not switching. I'm trying to switch it, but it's not switching.
To the naked. Oh, are you switching it back?
I'm trying. Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Oh, Jay, you're torturing us. No, the eyes are going to bleed.
If you guys are not liking this picture, you can go ahead and just blame Cole. Go ahead and send Cole your hate mail. It is Cole Perchon, Perschon. Click on his name and send him some hate mail. Let him see what it's like to be us for a day.
Hey, they told me to get naked. I got naked. I'm just trying to make them happy. Oh wow, it says Tiger Direct allows Bitcoin, and so does Amazon.
Yeah, I knew Amazon was. In fact, I signed on to Amazon earlier to price out some stuff, and I did see payment option was Bitcoin.
Holy crap! Because Amazon, I mean, I think they're the number one world retailer now, aren't they?
They are the number one world retailer. They are also the number one. They're the number one trusted commerce organization, according to some poll. They probably polled like 20 people.
Oh my God! If they're taking Bitcoin, if they're taking Bitcoin, it might as well just be like real gold bricks at this point.
Yeah.
Game over, man. Game over.
It's interesting, though. It's still an entire commerce built up on the backing of something intangible.
Yeah. The backing of random numbers, pseudo-random numbers.
Yeah, you watching this? Weird. You watching the stream?
I am. That was cracking me up.
Oh, man. All right. Well, that was our last topic. So I say we take the last 13 minutes and we do purely crowd interaction and topic.
I have no problems with that whatsoever. So if you guys got questions, you go ahead and fire them off at us, and we're just going to go back and forth answering them for you kind folks.
And if I can actually ask you guys to help me come up with ideas for continuing, the little hands-on segment, it's going to be hard for me to keep coming up with ideas myself. But if you guys have something quick and easy you'd like me to show you, maybe 15 minutes or less, no less than 5 minutes, but hopefully no more than 15 minutes, I'd like to keep doing these little live demonstrations of something. Well, the first week it was a live tubing bend. I bent my rod live on stream for everybody.
You sure did.
I didn't do anything last week, did I? Oh yeah, I did. What did I do last week?
You did do something last week.
Guys, what did I do last week? I don't remember. I can't remember last night, let alone last week.
Yeah, I know, right?
You got any plans this weekend there, Jerry?
This weekend, I took tomorrow off so that I could have a nice long weekend, but I'm honestly just going to stick around town and just hang out with the family, eat some good food, watch some good TV, go outside and run around with the kid. I'm just going to keep it local because I don't like traveling on holidays like this where everybody's on the road.
Yeah. If you guys aren't from the United States, Monday is Memorial Day. So It's a 3-day weekend for us, 3-day work weekend. Yeah,
Let's see
I'm
here.
taking the family to Medieval Times tomorrow. I just was like, oh, you know what?
Awesome.
I'd be fun to go Medieval Times, so I texted up my old mother and my pop, and I said, hey, you guys busy tomorrow? And they're like, no, do you need us to watch the kid? I was like, no, actually, I was wanting to take you guys and the family out to Medieval Times, and I'm now like the best son in the world for the next month
Hey,
or so.
when I come down there, can we do that? I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, I was looking up locations, and I didn't realize that the Buena Park one was the only West Coast location.
Yeah, we don't have them.
The next one is in Texas, and then all the rest are on Chicago and East Coast somewhere.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I always see it in movies, and that's like where you basically are just like eating with your hands, and they're like knights or sparring and stuff. Yeah, I want to do that so bad. You have no idea.
Oh, we've gone. This is my daughter's third time. It's only a 45-minute drive from here. But yeah, when you come down here, absolutely, we'll go to Medieval Times.
We're doing it Medieval Times,
And
Disneyland, Six Flags.
They have Six Flags is kind of a waste because we can only fit on like 3 rides.
No, you just lie about your weight and just pull really hard on the
it's
thing.
not that. There are some rides that the harness will literally not close.
Dude, I'm like a mouse. I can squeeze under a door if somebody lights a big enough fire under my ass.
So one of the rides at Legoland we were riding, I wanted to do a recording of, but they actually specifically tell you phones must be in your pocket. If you take your phone out on the ride, they'll stop it because it's a danger because it moves so fast. It's like one of the Connects, the Lego Connects like ride. Or Technics ride. Dude, I'm telling you right now, they were like, sir, we need the bar to click 6 times, so we're going to release it, and we need to push it back down again. I'm like, okay. So it was like, click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's like, here, I'll push. So I was like, I breathed in, and it was like, click 6. And I'm sitting there like, okay. And my fat just kind of goes, like over the top of the bar. And then all of a sudden, the lady like controlling it was like, nope, we need 7. And so he's like, oh, we got to get one more click. And each click's like another 1.5 inches. So I was like, okay. I sucked it in, and he was like, bah, 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 just pushing it down. And by the time the ride went, I was like, okay, here we go. So in the little picture they took on the roller coaster, I'm all like balled up like a big ball of fat. It was actually kind of, it brought back some old memories, actually. I was kind of embarrassed, but.
No, I don't get embarrassed. I just laugh. I think it's funny. But I went to Vegas once, and what was the sky coaster thing up on the top?
Oh yeah.
I got into it, and I pulled the little arm thing down over me, and I couldn't get the thing to like latch comfortably. So, and the lady was trying to push it down on me, but she didn't want to push too hard because she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't want to hurt you." I was like, "No, get in there." And I was drunk. I was like, "Yeah, come on, no, push on that thing." And I was like, "No, you got to do it like this." And I literally grabbed it, and I shoved it out as hard as I could, and I literally jumped up out of my seat and like body slammed it down, and it went click.
You know,
and I was seriously like every little bit of fat on me was like squeezing around them poles, but it clicked. So she hooked on the safety strap and let me go, and I was like, woohoo!
Okay. Now, I have ridden the roller coasters up on the top of the Stratosphere when they existed. They're not there anymore.
Yeah.
I've ridden the Big Shot, which is the one that shoots you up in the air and comes back down. That's like 1,200 feet high.
Wait. Did you say they're not there anymore?
No, there's no more. There's only one ride up at the top now, and it's actually a zip line where you jump off the thing face first down to the floor.
Are you? Oh my God, that sucks. I was just there like a year ago or so.
Yeah, the roller coasters aren't. The roller coasters aren't going up there. Now they have this stupid thing where you get in a harness and you go face first. They lean you out over the edge of the stupid building, and then they release it and you go all the way down to the floor, face first.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I'd do that.
Unfortunately, that's something you don't want to lie on your weight on.
yeah, the cable's like smoke, and then you see smoke blowing out of the cable, and then it just snaps. And you just fall.
I thought somebody committed suicide when we were there at CES. No, not CES. It was mid last year. Remember when Miss J and we went to Vegas and we did our live stream from Vegas? Yeah, that trip. Yeah. We were driving down the strip. I was like, oh, look, someone jumped off. How is he slowing down? What the? Oh, it's a ride. Now, somebody had last year or the year before had committed suicide, jumped over the 3 fences and jumped off the thing and landed through the hotel floor, like went through the roof. Yeah. I thought somebody did it again. I'd freak
out if I saw that. If I saw somebody come off the top of the building, because the first thing I'd assume is there's no way any city would allow you to run like an 1,100-foot cable off the top of the freaking stratosphere. Yeah. But nope, it's Vegas. If you got enough money, you can do anything in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, I think body slamming yourself in and forcing the safety restraint on a roller coaster that's 1,100 feet in the air is probably not the brightest thing you've ever done.
No, I did.
Did you die?
Puyallup Fair though too.
Did you die?
What's that?
Did you die?
No, I didn't die. Thankfully, but seriously, there was so much tension on that thing. I was just waiting for it to snap.
For a while there, they had this ride that. So you're talking about the roller coaster that went round and round, right? Or are you talking about the one that
Yeah.
shoots you up?
No,
There
I'm
were
talking
three.
about the one that shoots straight up.
Okay,
The other
that's
ones
the
I
big.
fit on all right.
That's the big shot. They used to have that roller coaster that kind of went around. Then they had this one that like it had a sled, and it would just slide forward and it would lean over the edge like woo, and then it would bring you back. And I was like, I'm sorry, fuck that. I'm afraid of heights. I mean, I get on the Dumbo ride at Disneyland. I come off with sweaty palms. My knuckles are white, and I'm just like drenched in sweat. Right? That's Dumbo. That's what 25 feet in the air.
Yeah.
1,100 feet being dangled off the end for thrills. Not exactly my idea of fun. Just gonna say.
It's freaky. I like being scared though, so that was awesome.
Cole Purchase says he just got 2 messages to drink bleach.
Nice.
Welcome to our world. Jay, I find it creepy that I've never seen the top half of the poster of the girl in the dress behind you. It's because she has no top half, guys. What's wrong with you? Oh no, it's just my daughter. It's my little girl. That's my wall of bosses. We've got Call of Duty Black Ops because I actually liked Black Ops. Haven't replaced the poster because I don't have one to replace it with. Then there's my daughter, and then there's Gears of War 3. So yeah, that's the wall of bosses, if you will. So, 6 more minutes left. Hey, what do you know? Barnacles?
Well,
are
here,
you
let's.
going-
Oh, go ahead.
No, somebody was asking you if you were going to buy a curved Samsung 4K TV.
No, I'm not.
You know, curve really wrecks the off-viewing angles.
Yeah, not only that, but I'm a projector guy now. Like I am a diehard projector guy. Don't get me wrong. For my computer, I still need actual screens, and I might even go with curved screens on my computer because I think that'd be cool to have 3 4K curved screens like all in a perfect curve. So that's something I might entertain at some point. But no, I'm a projector guy. Like when it comes to my big, when it comes to seeing my big screen in my room, I love watching movies in the room. Kick them back with a bucket of popcorn and a 90-inch screen. It's awesome.
Okay, Kenneth Shaw says, when do we get new AMD FX CPUs? Should I answer him? Should I answer him?
Yeah.
Guys, here's the unfortunate truth about FX. It is dead. AMD is not going to be continuing the FX line. They dropped the roadmap. They talked about it last month. They are going to be, and not just their APU line, but they are redesigning the APU cores entirely. So for all of you who bought FX, you know what? You have to look at it this way. You kind of got a long run, even if you just bought it this year, because the AM socket ran for like 4 generations, guys. That's longer than any CPU socket has really ever gone, other than, well, the AMD FM socket. So but that's part of why FX is dead now, because they've run that socket as long as they can, and they can only progress so far on that socket type. So unfortunately, FX, guys, end of the road. There is no excavator. There is no what was the other one? I don't remember. There was another code name farther down the road. Yeah, sorry,
Steamroller?
guys.
No, just kidding.
No, Steamroller was what's out? No, Pile Driver. Maybe it was Steamroller, and then it was excavator.
Wow, I was totally just joking, but apparently that is a real AMD processor.
Bulldozer,
Wow.
yeah. No, remember the
think
first
like
one was
they do.
Bulldozer, then Pile Driver, then Steamroller, then excavator. They were using like commercial grade ground movement equipment. His names.
Nice. And let's see, we got Alien Scope here. Says, Jerry, what headphones do you recommend for around $140? In that realm, the best headphones that I've used probably are the Audio Technica ones that I have. I can't remember I think they're the AT12. God, actually, I don't remember the model off the top of my head. Audio Technica does have a headphone. I think it's like $160 though, so it's $20 more than that. But they sound pretty good and they're open back.
Is there a headphone out there that he should maybe consider saving up another $50 and getting $200, or is it not really much?
The Sennheisers you can get for $200, like the ones you're wearing right now, Jay. Those are about $200 on Amazon right now.
I looked them up on Amazon. They only had the white ones, and they were $249.
Oh, really? When I looked them up, the white ones were $200.
Well, they have also remember the Game 1. Those are different.
Let me see here. I'm gonna go live look up a price now. Let's see the Game Zero.
No, Pedro. Vishira is the core technology, not the code name for the chip.
Oh wow, no, okay, so it looks like no, you can get the Game Zeros. Wow, they went up since last time, $221. But when I looked at them a couple days ago, because I remember I actually went out here, they were like 200 and something, just 200 and change.
Yeah.
So, but that price has changed. But the Sennheisers are actually a really good headphone. I would save a little bit more money than that. 140 is kind of in that realm of you've just kind of went out of the low end headphones, but you haven't quite touched into the high end headphones. So I'd just save a little bit more money.
Yeah. Gabe Earl says, Jay, have you moved Red Mist? Yeah, it's in the other room right now. I'm just waiting on the cables, which got a message from them today saying they were pretty much finishing them up today. It would have been done and out of the house already, except for I'm waiting on the cables, which, by the way, look freaking awesome. Let's see if I actually have a picture that I can show you, because he was supposed to send me high-res photos. Yeah, they look badass, but I don't know if I have any of the high-res stuff to look at here. Let's see.
Oh, Mr. Bubbles Z said latest 13.x AMD drivers cause Minecraft to crash. Any Mantle drivers also do this. Oh, I think he meant and Mantle drivers do this. Ideas: sell all your AMD stuff and buy NVIDIA, and you won't have those problems.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm totally just kidding. Oh, actually, no. Reggie Unicorn just mentioned the AKG Q701s. The 612s and the 701s, which actually I'm wearing right now, I believe are the 612s. Let's see. Where the hell does it say it on here? Yeah, these are the 612 Pros that I'm wearing right now. These are actually fantastic headphones. I didn't realize you could get them for that price. So AKG is a really good headphone. You should try those out.
Okay, guys, I'm going to show you just a real quick sneak peek of what the PCI Express cables look like for Red Mist, since I know I've kind of not had anything to show you guys for a while here. Are you ready? And bing! Those are what the PCI Express cables look like. And yeah, we decided not to put any black in there, just white and red, because there's really not a whole lot of black in the build, and the black looked a little bit off. So yeah, that looks pretty amazing if you ask me. I actually can't wait to get these cables so that I can get the damn thing out of my house. On that note, I did buy some parts today for my build coming up. 2 new reservoirs. I really like the EKX3 reservoirs. I got 2 of those for myself. New CPU block, and my fittings, and some coolant, and some power distribution blocks. And yeah, so anyway,
you're making me jelly, man. You're making me jelly.
I was gonna take the 4770K that I have over here on the test bench and stick it in my Z97 board, and I haven't decided yet if I'm gonna use my M-Power Z97 M-Power, which shows up tomorrow, or my EVGA. I'm leaning towards the EVGA board because I want to give them that redemption, because their Z77 boards were like a major flop. So. But if I'm looking at not being able to start this build till June anyway, and June is the estimated 4790K launch with their Haswell K-SKU refresh, I might just wait another month, guys. So anyway. All right, It is 7:30, so it's time to get the hell on out of here.
Damn straight, Jay. Damn straight.
Guys, as always, we have no idea how many people are in here. It's the first week we've not been able to see, huh?
Yeah, actually on my side it says 541, and it looks like it's working now.
Oh, I see 7. Still, so
if you guys could hit that like button, we sure would appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. And thank you everybody for retweeting the stream and sending it out. You know, without you guys actually watching us do this, it would just be a little weird. Our social media is right there on the screen. Remember, guys, we just like to interact with you. It has nothing to do with boosting numbers, and you can't count on YouTube to get a hold of us. Trust me, you can't. So follow us on your favorite social media if you want to chat with us. Subscribe to our channels if you like the things that we do. And if you hate what we do, feel free to come by and hit the dislike button, because believe it or not, it pushes the video higher in the ranking, even if you're trolling us. True story.
All right, guys, go ahead and roll that outro. And as always, we'll see you in our next videos.
Take it easy, guys.